All right, here we go again. Buckle up. See, they got in the middle of my thing there. The way I set the screen is different. To get to the optometrist to get remeasured, but I'm gonna ask them to hold off. I'm gonna try to get to a real optometrist tomorrow, a different one, and have him redo my look at my prescription and see what he thinks. So I'm gonna tell him to hold off reordering those lenses for another day. Let me give you a day tomorrow. I'll figure it out. I got to get this done now. I'd like to relax, but yeah, I was comfortable with the church. I mean, it's a process to purify or whatever it is, like the church. Right. Because fundamental Baptist, that's pretty strict. I'm sure those people don't live it. Most of them. Right. And right. and I still. I mean, there's if you read the scripture, Paul will tell you, and some of the others will tell you if you understand what you're reading, that the more you push, the more there is a risk. But again, you're covered by Christ. If you're out there trying to effectuate for the gospel's sake, and something goes wrong, you're covered. I mean, I'm not telling you to embrace sin. So again, and what happens is everybody has their description of the perfect Christian, but the gifts are variegated for the perfecting of the saints, that kind of thing. Right? So, right. Well, right. There's a lot to it. I've described everything that I could. Again, the idea, because what happens is baloney worlds in their mind works. If they're little, because Satan puts, they think everybody has that attuned to. It doesn't work like that. Even if you read what the LDS say or listen to what the LDS say, the outcome would not be equal necessarily. No, because again, I think a lot of LDS people, or some, again, speaking about the leadership, they realize that they really pretty much don't know anything. Right. They're not God. That's the biggest part. Now, some of them think their system of purification works without a hitch, and it doesn't. Right. Well, because Satan has taken over the world, and he's taken over LDS. I'm just telling you, it's there. And there's things that you wouldn't even think about, like a cop comes in, tells you this guy's dangerous, this gal's dangerous. I've had it done to me, and they're gaming the person. They're trying to make the person sexual, try to make the person violent, try to make the person gay, whatever it is. They're wicked. These cops are wicked as wicked could be. But they're telling you that we need to save everybody by doing this. If you do that, then you're evil. And your church is sold to who? To who? To who? To Satan, of course. Who do you think's running the police department? Now, it could effectuate safety. Now, the thing keeps coming up, and I didn't say God didn't have me respond to it, but those appointed over you. Okay, those appointed over me. I'm not telling people to overthrow the government, but obviously, if you read the scripture and if you hyper focus on that one line, you'll come up with your answer that you want because you're a crook and a cop at the same time. Right. But if you read the scriptures, those appointed over us don't always meet the requirements of those appointed over us. So again, I'm not here to play spiritual games with crooked Christians or crooked cops. Thank you, Larry. You're not supposed to do it. Again, by law, it's not allowed. In reality, the Constitution does not allow that. 100%. That's interference in somebody's religious pursuits. They play the game of safety. It's not real. They're the ones that I believe caused all of the issues at first. and still do. I believe they operate people into that stuff just so they can get into your church. Go, you see, you need us. 100%. I believe David Koresh was operated. Don't condone his crimes, but I believe he was operated into that state of being just so they could get in. These people are looking into everything. If they think you're a seer, they'll get in because you're a seer. You can see their crimes. They know that, or there's a chance that you could. Mm. Mm. Well, they want to control your society. It's what they say, not what you say. So they'll sexualize a few of your leaders and then come along and there's an extortion game that they play. Mm-hmm. And then they get into your religion because your leader's paranoid about going to prison or something. 100%. Or being thrown out for being immoral. Breathe there. Now it's the yellow light. No, there is no absolute truth in the scriptures that those pointed over us get some undying devotion without question. Correct. So if you read that one line and you throw it at me, yeah, that works, right? But if I go through a study in the scripture on leadership, what's required of leadership, what's required of government, what's required of religion and religious leaders, it paints a different picture. If you don't meet the requirement, then you don't get the respect. It's just the way it works. 100%. I mean, obviously Haman was appointed over them. Correct. Now, if Queen Esther didn't take on Haman, Haman would probably be, Haman's offspring might be dear leader of the whole planet by now. Right. So again, they keep projecting that. Oh, those appointed over you. LDS will get mad at you. Well, you're supposed to take a chance. And I guarantee if you have faith in God, nobody's going to hurt you. Yeah, it's part of this deep state scam. And there's Republicans that do it. In fact, they aren't really Democrats or Republicans. It's just where they went to be the deep state. It's just like Lois Lerner. She don't make sense as a Democrat if you listen to what she's about. She was just in that machine. And they probably protected her because she had the dirt on everyone else. Correct. Because she was a racist. Right? Elitist or racist. Right? Oops. I wonder if that guy next to me was playing the game. Right? And it run me off into the off ramp. So if I'd have bought the van I wanted, this is the model I wanted, but I wanted a different package. It would end up being white. I just didn't, because I got injured. I didn't have enough time to figure it out. I was injured. I needed something. I tried driving around and looked for a vehicle. I couldn't. Too much pain. And I rented a pickup truck from like U-Haul or something, so I could drive around because it's like real close to where I lived in the extended stay. So I went, but I was in so much pain, and so I ended up getting this. But I mean, this is actually a great van. the Nissan Quests. The engine is great. I mean, I've never been in a van that drives and handles like this thing. It's like you're in a car. They just did it again. Okay, it's like a recreation. I got in the left lane when I needed to stay to the right because my next exit's my exit. Right. But it drives like almost like you're in a car. But it has a lot of room, handles well. I've never seen. I mean, maybe some of the more modern vans might be okay. For 2017, I don't know if there's any better model than this one actually. And they have like size to them. Like the other ones may have similar interiors. This is one of the larger interiors, but some of the smaller ones had larger interior, but it just was a shrimpy vehicle. Handled horrible. The steering felt weird. But that one, the other one had all the electronic bells and whistles. I didn't realize that. It's got that Guru G on his license plate. Guru G. Nowhere in a Bible study of the concept, those appointed over you get blind devotion would hold any type of consideration in the appropriate study. It's a blurb. It's like a blurb in the scriptures. And yeah, you should be a well citizen, minding the laws and your leaders, but there are requirements for those leaders. Oh shoot, I'm in the wrong freaking lane. They willed something. I gotta break the curse up. Yeah, or thanks, dude. You driving to church and they're willing you into accidents and wrong turns and sexualization. This is who they are. The more you go to church, the more they attack you sexually. It's a lie. The planet, God does not own this planet. So just because you had a godly life that worked for you, which means everything you did, you got paid back eventually for, and getting paid back is a lot of different things. See, it's a scam. Because you wouldn't question what was going on with other people, that's why Satan put you in that life. So you can tell the lie and repeat the lie over and over again. Instead of blaming Satan, you blame the people. So Satan gets up. And Satan, there are Satan people in our government. There's no doubt. I was in the government. A ton of Satan people. Causing anything and everything to fall. If they could cause more people to fall, they would cause more people to fall. Get paid for it, thinking it's funny, having sex over it. Some, that's their sexuality. To adulterate other people's sexuality from the government and from the private sector criminal cronies. Now, how can I figure out where I need to go in this mall without walking around all over the place? I gotta remember. I guess I have to look at the map. There's a map online. I wish they had like a GPS driven map or something, but I guess inside they. Thanks, sir. Mm-mm-mm. But then, if you're knowledgeable and somebody keeps pulling that one line out, something's up. Because there's a lot more to it than that one line. Well, God in the scriptures speaks about the struggle on the planet, and part of it is as a group. It doesn't say, "Oh, if your LDS church turns towards me," or if your Baptist church. It doesn't work like that. It's the number on the planet. But I guarantee there's Satan worshipers in every church calling Jesus Satan because it feels good, or I call him Satan Jesus. I guess and Jesus Satan as an eye opener, right? Well, some hate Jesus. Christians hate Jesus. And it doesn't have to be a lot of times. A lot of conservative people just have the wrong idea about the rabbi Jesus. Right. Well, because he fed people. He's big on feeding people. And you're big on starving people. I mean, this is real. Well, I worked for it. There's lawful. So you go back. So what happens is all these Christians go back to the Old Testament and think they're saved. Well, if you keep going back to the Old Testament and you're trying to work the system of Jesus, you're going to unsave yourself. Because when you're condemning based upon Old Testament standard, so then you have to live the Old Testament law. I mean, as far as everything. What's that there? Yeah. Let me get to this. Nah, they get me. They put a whammy on me so I wouldn't get my remeasured for this. They got all excited because I didn't go for a few days. Right. Somebody probably pay them if they mess up my glasses. Right. All right, where's the directory? All right, so there's upper level, I think. I mean, wait, that's a lower level. Okay. All right, so it's right here. Okay. Oh, come on. It's like an interactive map, but it's not doing what it's supposed to do. That's real nice. I think it's over here, actually. I saw it going over there. Yeah, I think I figured it out, but I don't have to. I'm trying to back it up to make sure. For some reason, it's not showing me now. All right, that's easy. Oh, it's over there. I was going in the right direction, actually. Getting ready to go this direction. So let me look it up. There's no way for me to know this is the right direction until I see it. It's, I guess I have to go in the big store. Okay. It's actually kind of nice today. The sun's not glaring down on us. Solar flares hitting us in the head. Somewhere out. Is this the same store? How the hell do I get over here? Too far away from that. I'm gonna have to go into the big store probably. Curse blast. So okay, here's an example. If you're again, if you start seeing strange women or strange men in a strange way, then you're cursed. But the women and men you're seeing are cursed also. You see. Well, because you may think there's just, they're trying to get, Satan trying to attract me, but what Satan's trying to actually do is to get you to rape that person, or kill that person. So there's a progression of the whole entire thing. I guess I got to go in here and figure out where the mall is. All right, go ahead. Interracial couple here. We'll heal them. Fairly young. First year, second year of high school. So, they drive off the road and they're dead. You wonder how that happened, right? Now, this don't make sense to me as to where I am. But I think this is a mall entrance over here that I'm going to go into. It almost looks like it's mirrored. Oh, here's the mall entrance I want to go into. Okay. Well, so you heal it. That's always the answer. The answer is to heal it. That's why God tried telling me T.D. Jakes was evil. He might be evil. We're all evil. Actually, you know what? I know T.D. Jakes is evil because there's none good, no, not one. See, people act surprised. What? What do you say? Oh, you mean T.D. Jakes evil? Oh, and you're not, right? Holier than thou. I gotta try to find my way to a parking spot. There's a couple down here. Thank you, Larry. Well, the scriptures actually say something, and we don't act like we don't see it. It's easier just to agree with everyone else.